Hello everybody, it's me, Chef James MacInnis, back with another reaction video. Changed up the bar setup a little bit, if anybody's noticed. This cabinet used to be over there, and my wife came down the other day while I was at work and rearranged some stuff. And I also found my headphones. Now, last week, we did a grilled steak dinner that my wife and I can't stop making by Sam the Cooking Guy. And I wanted to show you, in the video he says that this is a beef version of a chicken dinner that they did. And that's what I wanted to watch next, is that chicken dinner. So, we're gonna see how, I found it kind of frustrating to find it. In the description here he says, you know, we've shown you the chicken version. Now the dinner, we simply can't kick this absolute next level grilled steak version. But there's no link to the chicken video. You come down here, there's, chapters for this video. There's, join his Reddit. There's all kinds of stuff about him. But there's no link anywhere on this page for the chicken version. So we're going to have to search for it. I found that a little frustrating. So Sam, if you ever watch this, that's something I think your team should fix. So Sam, Cooking Guy, Chicken, Naan. We'll try that. The dinner we can't stop making. So I'm going to assume that this 3-year-old video has to be it. And that's what we're going to watch tonight.
Today we eat like Zorba the Greek. Efcharistopouli. It's the only Greek sentence I know, and it means Happy New Year. There's no point in saying it unless it's, I guess, January 1st.
It's funny, he's in a Greek mood today. Doing this chicken dinner, and last week he was calling everything Italian, even though it was mostly Greek meals or Greek ingredients in the meal. So at least he knew 3 years ago that it was Greek.
New Year different than not Greek?
I don't think so.
This meal I make probably once every week and a half at home. Kelly's favorite, her new favorite. We go through waves of favorite, and right now it's this and the not so basic burger from Samburgers. My wife, as she ages, is becoming like...
Ooh, I don't think he should have said as my wife ages. I know my wife hates it when I bring up her age.
Freaking carnivore. I want to have a burger today. Okay, sweetheart, you can get it. But now, soon. Okay, we'll go, I promise. I know a guy can get you a burger. It's going to be great. So, here's the plan. We make a marinade for the chicken. Throw the chicken aside for an hour. We make our own naan. We get the dough part going. Throw that aside for an hour. Quick little sauce. When the waiting period is done, we come back. We cook the chicken on the screaming hot grill behind me. We want those burned up edges and stuff. So much flavor. We roll out the naan. We cook it on the flat top. Everything goes together. And then we do not the hopa, no, with a...
This already sounds a lot more complicated than the beef version. The beef version for the naan, they just used pizza dough that they stretched out and put on the grill. They did it all on the grill for the steak version. For this chicken version, it seems like it's a little more complicated. That's not always a bad thing, but if you can make a simple dish, should be cooked in a simple manner. Hey, I hate to interrupt the video, but if you're getting any value out of this, could you please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below.
What do they say? Hopa! Hopa! That's what they say. That's what we'll be saying by the end of this. Shit. Struggling with my Greek today. Are you guys good?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, we're going to begin with 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. Beautiful. To that we're going to add, and I don't want you to freak out, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Look, if I had anchovy paste, I would use that, but I don't. It's the same thing. Tablespoon of soy.
So fish sauce, for those of you that haven't used it yet, it's an Asian version of Worcestershire. So if you don't want to use fish sauce, just grab yourself some good old Zlea & Perrin or French's Worcestershire and just use that as a substitute.
Soy, and I'm using soy paste, so maybe a tablespoon and a half is fine. Nice tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Beautiful. 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. 1, oh God. 2. Perfect. And if you didn't have garlic paste, you could easily use, I'd say 3 big cloves of garlic. Now some herbs. For this, I like about 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, squished up a bit, about the same of dried rosemary. It is Greek, after all. Big pinch of kosher salt and pepper, and the juice of a lemon. And that will be this and this.
So he's announcing its Greekness, but he's got 2 pretty standard Asian ingredients with the fish sauce and the soy sauce. And I'm not saying it's not Greek because of those. What I am saying is he has now made it a fusion dish.
About seeds at all. Because at this point, we are just marinating chicken. It's not like a salad dressing or anything you have to worry about. Perfect. And now we whisk. Look at that. Like a boat motor. Gorgeous. All right, quick taste. Damn it. I'm going to put 1 more lemon in, okay?
You know, that's one of the things when recipes say to taste, because the lemons from one grocery store coming from a different farm than another one, or the acidity on them, the time they were picked, they're not always going to be 100% the same. So it is always a good idea to taste as you're going and make micro adjustments along the entire way.
That is now perfect and gorgeous. You'll see why we made so much after. Now our chicken. There's our chicken. Now here's what I've done. You didn't need to see it, I really don't think. These were thicker breasts, and I just put them in a Ziploc bag, little oil, and pounded them to an even thickness. I will just get rid of this little piece of fat right here, and we're fine. So I could put these in the Ziploc bag, put the marinade in, we'd be good. But I like to do this. I like to just make some cuts. In my flawed mind, this is just going to create some more like edges and corners and stuff for the marinade to go into, and also for the grill to get all gorgeously marked up with.
Yeah, I don't know about the grill. I mean, I'm sure it'll do something, but for sure the marinade. And you're also like, you're making a cavity, so when you do that, it speeds up how quick a marinade can penetrate, because you're giving it more surface area. It gets to go into that cavity. I mean, it doesn't have to be very deep, the scoring, but it opens up it gives it another opportunity to add more flavor. And you can, I've seen other people say things like, an hour and a half of marinating, but you score it and you can knock it down to like 20 minutes. I haven't done any testing to say that firsthand, but it sounds like it makes sense.
Good here. Right, now, these guys go in a Ziploc bag, and they go 1 and 2. Fantastic. Let's get rid of this gross thing. Now we add some marinade, and I'm going to add about 3/4 of it. Leave a little bit for after, but now the massage begins. Everybody must be covered. Everybody must be covered in here, just like this. You guys have no idea what's coming. And when it's there, get the air out, seal it up, perfect. This goes away for a couple hours, or in our case, about an hour, hour and a half. All right, next, our naan. Alrighty, our naan begins like this. I've got 2 1/4 cups. Is this 2 1/4 cups? Shit, I think I measured this out. I feel like it's too much. I'm gonna hold some back, ladies and gentlemen, because I do not have any idea how much is in here now. So if this doesn't work, we blame Max. So we got 2 1/4 cups of flour. To that, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that will look like this. Now we add this. And this is 1 packet of regular yeast with a teaspoon of sugar and a 1/2 cup of warm water. You give it about 10 minutes and it gets all this foamy business on top. Like that. That's called blooming. And in it goes. By the way, if you get to this step and this is not all foamy like this, your yeast is no bueno. Throw it out, start again.
So with the bloom, you don't have to do that if you know your yeast is good. That's just a tester to make sure your yeast is good. And also, you'll notice he's not weighing his his ingredients. He's not going for the super accuracy that you would see something in like a Brian Langerstorm video or
100 grams of room temperature water or 25 grams of our ripe sourdough starter.
Or Josh Wiseman, where they're weighing out all their baked ingredients. They're doing all their baking by weight. He's even eyeballing the flour. He's like, oh, I think I got too much. We'll hold some back. Depends on the recipe. Something like naan bread, where it's been made for thousands of years as a basic staple bread around the Mediterranean, and it's just, you know, family recipes passed down, really more like family techniques, because like grandma would put the flour in, and maybe that day it's a little extra humid in the house, so she uses a little more flour, or maybe it's, you know, it's winter time, it's really dry, she's adding a little more water to make up for that. It's like your environment can affect baking a bit.
Everybody. And then our main ingredient is yogurt, or as they say in other parts of the world, yogurt. This is 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Now what? Somebody tell me what we do now. Oh, sorry. Tablespoon of oil. Boop. Our dough hook goes on. Down we go. We lock and we mix. And we're waiting for this to obviously join itself into a ball and then become relatively smooth and shiny. This is probably a solid 5 minutes or so. You don't have to sit through all of it. I could actually boop the camera and we'd be there. Let's try it. Then we're there. So we open her up. It looks beautiful. And when I say shiny, I don't mean glistening, but I do mean nice looking like this. Relatively smooth and handsome.
Recently, I've been doing a lot of baking. I've kind of stepped back from it a bit. I'm working on editing out a pretty cool video about sourdough. It's kind of sitting on the back burner as life's been happening. I'm glad at least I have time to hit you guys up with these reaction videos, because they're low energy. They don't take a lot to do one of these.
So this goes into a bowl. We cover it with a slightly damp cloth. Goes inside in a warm spot for an hour. Sauce. Here we go. It's very simple. We have equal parts of yogurt, mayo, and you know I'm using Japanese mayo, lemon juice.
Definitely fortifies the fact that this is a fusion dish. Now, when I went to culinary school in college, one of our classes was fusion, and they did point out, when the exam comes, you're going to have to make your own fusion dishes, and don't overthink it. You don't have to do any crazy combinations to make a good fusion dish. He's using Japanese mayo instead of regular mayo. He used fish sauce instead of Worcestershire sauce. I mean, by just those couple little changes, he's making a really good fusion dish.
Oh, did you see that? The very first thing.
Couldn't have been worse.
Look, I picked out what I thought were the seeds.
Oh yeah, you just missed the one that was sitting right on the top.
You piece of shit. All right, now. Oh, look, all right. They're just trying to screw with me today. Oh, look at them all, just coming to the surface. I know I can squeeze this through my fingers or some other thing. I just didn't want to. I want this definitely lemony though. So I got, juice of about a half a small lemon. Without seeds, preferably. I'm gonna go about 2 tablespoons of Chance and my favorite garlic paste.
Garlic paste gang.
Team garlic paste. You're not on team garlic paste. Salt and pepper, some chopped curly parsley, and we mix. This is Max from behind the camera. I like garlic paste. Max, do you want to be on team garlic paste?
Yes.
Okay, you're on. Wait, let me check with Chance. Chance?
He's in.
I knew you were going to say that. Little taste. Yum. All right, that is going to make you very happy when all this goes together. Marinade, done. The chicken, done. Naan, done. Sauce, done. Nothing now to do except wait. When next you see us, oh, we'll be cooking, and gonna be insane. And we're ready. It's time. Our chicken's going on first, and that will look like this. Oh man, the marinade has done its work. shit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the charring that this hot grill is going to do. It's going to amp the flavors way up. So the plan is this. Cook the chicken, get it there, pull it off, make the naan, eat. You get that last part? Boys, you get that last part?
Yeah.
There we go. So, because it's so hot, look at that. See that? That's for you, Max. So's that. We're gonna.
So depending on how much char you really want, another good way, I mean, you're not going to get the flame taste, but a cast iron pan will give you a lot of deep color.
Of this. This is the gorgeousness. This is going to be your new favorite meal. Lovely.
Just want to apologize for all the yawning. It is 12:24 a.m. while I'm recording this. I got home from work about half an hour ago. I started at 9:30 this morning. We did 110 covers in the restaurant. Plus we also catered a 150 person wedding that we had to have fully staffed. We also had another 120 pickup for appetizers. So after it was all said and done, I found myself in the basement dish room lending a hand.
Fling them around. Let them get jacked up. It's only going to mean flavor to you. That's all. And if I didn't say it, and I don't think I did, these are room temperature. I have not had these in the fridge for the last half hour. They're out. They're room temp. They're cooked perfectly. That's insane. That's fucking insane. That shit right there. Remember the extra marinade? Here it is. I'd love to throw it on top and then flip it because it gets extra burny. Most of the time I do that for Max's benefit. He loves the flames. And with the chicken pretty as a picture, off it comes. Wow. Do you have any idea? And we can get ready for our naan. All right, so here we are. This is our naan dough. After, I don't know, like a little more than an hour. So let's take it out. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. How are you? So all we want to do now is get this into roughly 8 pieces. I find it's easy to do this, right? Then a slightly dirty knife. This is 4. This is 4. This is now 2. And there we go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do them one at a time. Tiny bit more flour. Make a little ball. Then with our rolling pin, the little flour on the rolling pin so nothing sticks, we'll make this into a circle. And if it's not perfect, well, that's the world, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this guy now looking perfect. I'm going to put a little oil on the flat top, a couple splashes. I don't want lots.
So the only thing I have against this, and it was the same thing with the beef version, was the meat's gonna be cold by the time you're done screwing around with the dough. I was a little faster on the beef version because he used pizza dough. And I mentioned there that, you know, at the restaurant, when we cook stuff, steaks or whatever, and you rest them, and they sit there for a few minutes, they tend to get cold. And you gotta remember, too, we're not just cooking a steak and then serving it at our leisure. We're cooking a steak, and we're trying to, like, you've got to time it so customer salads course is cleared. You know, we can assemble the table, and you know it might be a varied table. Like tonight, I had one table of 13 that had 5 pepper steaks, 1 fillet, 2 pepper steaks were medium, 3 pepper steaks were medium rare, fillet was medium rare. And my grill guy, Patrick, he just knocked them out of the park. He does an amazing job on them. But we're also timing that out with some pastas, a kid's meal, a duck, you know, maybe a couple chickens and some veals. So, you know, like we cook everything like 3/4. So he's going to cook all of his mediums. He's going to cook them like medium rare plus-ish. And then he's going to put them off to the side to rest. And then when the table's salad course is cleared and we get to go ahead from the dining room, we're going to refire everything. And he's going to take the rested meat and he's just going to put it back on the grill for the time it takes us to plate to not only get its temperature back, but to get it, to finish it all the way. And we're also using, pretty hot plates that come out of a plate warmer. So that's our trick at the restaurant, is to just slightly undercook things, to let them sit and rest, and then refire as plating starts to happen. I'm not sure if everybody knows that's how it works. Like, to us, it's common sense, but sometimes we say stuff and regular people are like, what? Is that how you do it? That doesn't sound right. But anyways, I think it's a little goofy that he's got his chicken already resting, and he's starting his bread. Like, I know the bread's going to be fresh and hot, but I think the chicken's going to be cold.
Oil, but I want it to be a little shiny. And then he goes on, like this. Just let it sit. Couple minutes, it'll start to bubble a bit, and off will come. What you're looking for are those little bubbles on the top. That's gonna be fucking gorgeous. Should we peek? Who wants to peek? Nice. I love this.
The other thing I appreciate about the beef version is the simplicity. You don't need an outdoor flat top. You can do it all on the grill. Most people at least have a grill.
There's our gorgeous naan. So this is garlic butter. When they come out and they're still warm, you give it a quick paint with the garlic butter because it'll soak right in. Now you're talking. So this kid goes off to the side, quick wipe, take a piece of chicken, we put it right here. Oh my God, this is about to get so good. And now we need some chicken for this. So, beautiful. Put that guy back. And I think you just chop like this. Okay? Everybody's happy? So, remember our sauce? Wow. Sauce goes down the middle. Chicken goes on. Oh my God, the smells that are coming up from this thing are kind of ridiculous. And now the next part is totally optional, but I do like some tomato in here, like a little fresh cucumber, and a little bit of parsley.
So he's hitting us with these surprise ingredients. They weren't part of our recipe at the start. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like it bothers me. That's I was hoping something like that was gonna happen because it looked quite underdeveloped before he added those.
That right there is unbelievable. So before it all starts falling out, maybe we should have a bite. God, this warm naan, warm garlic naan. Come on, everybody. Let's just get this happening. Maybe that side's prettier. Regardless, this bite will be the charring on the chicken, out of this world. The lemon in the sauce, the garlic, and these warm, fresh, amazing naan. It wasn't difficult. You got to do this. Make everything. Kelly.
All right, guys. So with not too hard of a search, but a little bit of a search, we were able to find Sam the Cooking Guy's chicken naan dish, the counterpart to last week's video on his beef naan dish. If I haven't tried either of them, but my palate's educated enough to know that I think I'd like the beef one better, just because I do love some beef, but I feel like I'm taking that sauce with it. I don't know, maybe that would be like a nice little mashup, because he had more of like a bruschetta, like a Italian or a Greek version of a bruschetta, and he kept calling it Italian, but it was really more Greek. It had like the cannellini olives, and the feta cheese, and the big chunky cucumber and tomato. But I digress. We're still here this week talking about the chicken. And that chicken dish looked pretty good. I liked the way that he got a fully developed charring on that chicken. He wasn't afraid to let bits of it go black. That's really the kind of, like, you can have stuff get dark and get dark burnt, and you can have stuff get dark properly, and that's what he did. He showed a lot of technique doing that, and he showed some restraint by not going too far. So Sam the Cooking Guy, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit the subscribe button right now, man. So that way I can see some more of these videos. You guys, you hit your subscribe buttons and let me know if you want to see me watch more Sam the Cooking Guy. See you back again next week.